I want to show you how to make a rawhide bowstring. The first step is to soak the rawhide until it's pliable. I have 3 pieces that are 1/4 inch wide and 4 feet long. I'm going to use them for a bow string and then a bow drill string. The first step is to soak it, and then we're going to twist it and let it dry. It shouldn't take very long once these are soaked. Okay, it looks like the rawhide is now flexible enough to actually twist it. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie it to this branch here. And then we're going to use a little length of dowel. This is for making arrows, about 4 inches long. I'm going to tie a knot in the bottom of the rawhide here. Just a simple knot, nothing fancy. We're going to use that as a toggle of these 5-pound weights. I'm going to use 2, so I'm going to have a total of 10 pounds. The reason why you got to use the weights is as you twist this, it's going to want to kink up and bind on itself. So 5 pounds helps to keep stretched out. So you can see it hanging here, and then all I'm going to do is twist it in one direction until it becomes a rounded spiral string here. So I'll give you a closer look at that. So as we twist it here, you can kind of see how it goes from a flat ribbon in a way, and it should spiral. This stuff's pretty strong, so you don't have to be too delicate with it. It's kind of springy too. That's why it's useful as a bowstring. So the water's getting squeezed out of it. So as I twist it, it started off as a flat piece of rawhide, and now as I keep twisting, it turns into kind of a spiral piece. And if you could twist long enough, it gets pretty close to a cylinder shape. And if I were to let go of the weights, I'm going to show you where it will. See it kind of kink up there? That's completely normal, and that happens when you make cordage there. So that's why I have the weights on here. So once it dries, it won't kink. It's just the first process of drying and being twisted is where it's going to want to do that. Now once you get to a pretty good twist in this overall, where it would roll off your fingers nice if you were going to shoot a bow. And then what you're going to do is then, I'm going to hang this in the garage just to keep it, because it's going to rain here in a second. Well, I had the strings set overnight. They turned out quite nice. They no longer kink up without the weights on them once they dry. I left the one that I'm going to use for the bow drill flat. I wanted just more surface area on that spindle when I'm working it with the bow. I'll show you that in another clip. But I did have one of these that I spiraled up. I put that on this paddle bow, Northwest style paddle bow. Looks pretty nice. Takes a little bit of work to get the brace height, which is from the handle here, the back, to the string. So there is a little bit of work on that. Really the trick of that is you just twist the string. The more you twist it, the shorter it gets, and the less you twist it, the longer it gets. It's a lot in the same way as you do with the modern Dacron type strings. If anybody was wondering why I have a feather on there, it's my wind gauge. That's a natural way to use wind gauge. It's just dental floss with a tricky feather tied to it. So what I want to do here is go ahead and shoot this bow, and you'll be seeing it for the first time. So either the bow shoots or it explodes. So we'll find out. I'm here in my backyard range. I'm about 10 yards from the target, those white targets there. I'm going to shoot 2 arrows and see how this goes. Not too bad. I'll probably adjust this brace height. And just doing that with a string like this, all you would do is twist it tighter and it would make it shorter, bringing the tips farther up and then raising the string. Materials here. Here's a maple bearing block. This is what is in your hand when the drill is spinning. I have a spindle, 2 spindles here, both made out of cedar, same with the board. And the bow itself is just a slightly curved, fairly flexible piece of wood. Right now I have on here is a old piece of tar twine. You can get rid of that. And then I'm going to tie on this piece of rawhide. I'm going to take my spindle and rotate it onto the string. Let's see how this goes. Perfect. See how that works there? And with this hand I can work the tension by releasing or adding pressure. The goal of this video is to just get smoke. This is not a video on how to start a fire with a bow drill. There's plenty of those, so let's see how we do. So easily make smoke. Did good work. Of course I would notch the hole there. This is just to burn in the hole to get it so the spindle seats nicely. And the notches are there, that's where the actual coal falls. I'm going to do the second bowstring I made. I'm going to do that, the twisted one, and see if there really is a difference. So our goal here is just to get smoke. So as you can see, that would work too if I had the notch cut in. This looked pretty nice in the end. I'd say twisting the rawhide's a better bet, and it worked much better. This flat stuff, this was almost kind of hard to use. This, I think with a twist in it, it actually gave it more grip. So, just another handy skill to know. Hope you guys learned something on how to make rawhide strings for bow drills, bows, and any other purpose. These are really good lashings for anything. So